5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition. Strap in. You're about to listen to the hottest sounds in the mix. In the mix.
Hello, everyone. It's Saturday and it's beautiful outside. I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. Thank you for tuning into the Monique show. I have some very special guests with me today. Miss Sakinah B, owner of Eyani Couture that she started. And we're going to get into her story in a few minutes. And we also have Miss Tiffany Shepherd, who many of you may know as my designer for Nina Monique's Voluptuous Boutique. And we're going to talk to her in a couple of minutes also. But I wanted to start off by doing a few acknowledgements. I had the opportunity to to participate in some events. And one of the events that I really want to acknowledge is in the 5th annual Fannie Lou Hammer Awards banquet, which took place Saturday, April 21st. In Casino in the Park in Jersey City, New Jersey. A friend of mine, Miss Katia Page, that I'm sure a lot of you know also, who's been on the show a few times, nominated me for the Fannie Lou Hammer Award. And I'm thankful and grateful for that because I've met some wonderful women at this award show. And I couldn't ask for anything better. Very inspiring, very empowering women. And I wanted to name all of the honorees, but I also attended an event last night, the I Have a Dream Awards by Ibrahima Ndori and Sean Wade and Miss Makiba Green, who nominated me for the I Have a Dream Award, and I couldn't get the pictures in time. So on my next show, I'm going to announce all of the honorees for both awards that I did attend. Because I want to be fair. These were people who are very important to me, and I really wanted to have pictures up for them. So my next show, I'm going to have pictures up, and I'm going to get a little bit into their bio and what they do. Also, early in the week, I went to an event called JAC, which is called Jail Action Coalition, and they talked about a lot of the things that go on in prison that is inhumane and pretty much disrespectful to a lot of inmates, starting with rape, abuse, food poisoning, things along that line. A lot of people may turn and say, well, those people are in there for a reason, and why should we care? Because there are some people in there who shouldn't be in there, and I just think, there are some things that we should talk about, because it's just, I can't even describe, from the things that I heard. I just think that we should take the time to actually, talk about the things that go on in this world, because although some people may think it's fair, there are others who don't think it's fair. And I think everyone should be able to tell their side of the story, which is what I heard. So I also, last event, I also attended an event for a gentleman named Anthony Graves, who wrote a book about being wrongfully accused and being on death row for something he didn't do. So I'm definitely trying to get him on the show, as well as the individuals from Jail Action Coalition, to have them come on the show and talk about being wrongfully accused and being in prison under unhumane circumstances. So that's my journey, and that was my journey over the weekend. So let's start the show. I want to start with Miss Sakinah B for Eyani Couture. Can you tell us a little bit about your clothing line?
Eyani Couture, I came up with that about 2000. Mm-hmm. The name, I just woke up one day and it just came to me. Mm-hmm. So Eyani Couture actually got birthed when I was about to get married, and I couldn't find any wedding dresses that fit me. So I made my own wedding dress, and from that, being that I couldn't find anything, Eyani Couture was birthed at that point. I said, you know what? Because I was shopping in all these stores, and I'm like, a 24 is not a 24. A 24 is actually a 16. Yep. And I said, this is ridiculous. So that's when I said, you know what? I'm going to do a couture line for full-figure women like myself. And that's what I did. And I've just been going full speed ahead ever since then.
Nice, nice. How do you come up with some of your designs?
A lot of my designs come from inspiration, like from my kids, or maybe something I'm going through, or my travels, or looking at a piece of fabric. Most of the time, it's like fabric. Fabric is like my best friend. I actually started sewing. I'm self-taught. My mom taught me when I was 9, and my grandmother taught her. So ever since then, I have been sewing on my own, and that's all I did throughout high school. I didn't buy clothes. I bought fabric, and I bought accessories like shoes. You know, I'm a big shoe freak. So
oh yeah, shoes.
I have a problem with that. So I didn't shop for clothes. I shopped for fabric. My first job was at a fabric store.
Oh,
so
I know you
like,
wasn't heavy.
Oh, my mother's like, you can't stop buying all this fabric. You're spending all your money on fabric, but that's what I love to do. And every day I would make something new, and to the point where I don't use a pattern. I cut by eye. If I need to make a pattern, I know how to. I taught myself. Also, I did attend FIT for 1 year just to learn how to do men's alterations, because at that time I had my first son, so I wanted to I didn't like the little boys' clothes, so I used to always, and babies are like a doll. Yeah. So I used to make doll clothes, so I was like, okay, I'll make my son clothes, and I was making his clothes, and it just took off from there. So my inspiration comes from a lot of different things and areas. It also goes by my mood and what I'm feeling, and I just feel like, I feel like women of size, plus size, full figure, curvy, however you want to say it, I feel like we should be glamorous all the time. Yes. So I'm always thinking outside the box and over the top, and that's what I do. Yep.
I saw some of your pictures on Facebook. Can you put those up again, Cruz? Yes.
Those are my babies. That was their first show with color. What was it? The Color of Teal. And it was they were actually like 6 and 8 at the time, and they just started their little clothing line called Pink Ladybug Couture. So they have their own clothing. Yeah. So they have their own clothing line called Pink Ladybug Couture, and we did that show, and it was cute because they was like, "We're gonna dress like you, mommy." So I was like, "Okay, that'd be cute. Let's do something," and we did, and the crowd loved them.
That is cute. I love that. I think that's a very special. I'm sure that was a special moment because you're passing down, something to your girls where all of you could share it together.
I pass it down to all my kids because I'm a mother of 5.
Oh. So
all my kids are born into the business. Basically, that's exactly what happened. And my 3 boys are, their oldest is 23, and then I have a 19-year-old, and then I have my son is 14, about to be 15, and they have a clothing line that I co-own with them called SOS Denim. And SOS Denim is it started out to be men of size XL line, but my son was like, let's broaden that, Mom. Like, let's do straight sizes too. So now we had just incorporated straight sizes, but we started the brand off as an XL brand, and they actually did their first show, which was at Full Figure Fashion Week 2017 #Baywalks. And my son, thank you. My son dropped. My 14-year-old was there because the others who had work. But that was their first major show, and the crowd loved them.
That is wonderful because that's what I want to do. Like, I'm trying to set up my foundation where I could pass something along to my kids. That's very important, especially in our community.
Yeah.
So I applaud you for that.
Thank you.
That is wonderful.
Like they took, sewing out of schools now, so there's no home economics, there's no sewing classes, there's none of that. So my boys actually know how to sew. They know how to work a sewing machine. They know how to. I told them how to do everything because, you have to be self-sufficient across the board.
Yes.
Also with the girls, they know how to sew. They know how. I take them swatching, which is, we go and we check out textiles and different fabrics, and I teach them what different fabrics are and what they work for and what you can't use them for. Different aspects because I've been doing it so long. So going to New York and just shopping for fabric and just going into different stores and working with, we have a manufacturer that we work with also. They learn the business and they appreciate it, and they about their money right now.
That is wonderful.
So yeah, they see all the hard work that I put into actually making a garment, and why mommy stayed up, all those nights sewing and prepping and cutting and doing those type of things. So now they appreciate it, and they're like, okay,
because they definitely understand it.
Because honey, they tried to cut out the pattern the first time. They was like, we don't want to do this. No.
Sound familiar?
Yeah. But I made them, so now that they're older, they appreciate it. And me being a business owner, I have my own storefront. This August will be 12 years in business. In the city of Newark, and the community that I grew up in, which is the South Ward of Newark. And I feel like I want to give back. That me staying there is giving back to my community, because they don't have really cute, nice boutiques and tailor shop and that does alteration and things like that. So by me staying there, I feel like I'm giving back to the community because it's something different, and
they get to see you grow.
Of course. I'm like the queen of prom. It's prom season right now. You know how tight I am?
Oh, that is wonderful. Yeah. I definitely want to get more into like the challenges that you come across having your own business also, and talking about time management, because you're a mom, you're a business owner. As you said, you make clothes. So I definitely want to get into that.
Okay.
I'm going to come over here to Miss Tiffany.
I'm sorry, Tiffany. That's fine. I like going on over here.
No. Don't be trying to get out of this. So, Miss Tiffany, I definitely want to talk to you about how you got started in fashion also, because you have an interesting story. So definitely tell us how you got into fashion.
Okay, so as you know, I was in insurance for a really long time, and I was not happy. Corporate is stressful. You have to have a certain kind of something about you to handle it, and I was just really tired. It just so happened that I got caught up in some layoffs, which was a blessing in disguise. I decided to go back to school, and I had a hard time figuring out what I wanted to do, where I was going in life. And when I thought about what I wanted to do as a kid, what my dream was, it was fashion. So I went back to school for fashion design. I got my associates. That led me in a strange journey. Thank you. That I was not expecting. I ended up meeting you, graduation night. So another blessing, which let me know I was going in the right direction.
Yeah. And for everyone who may not know Tiffany, I started a clothing line also for plus size women called Nina Monique Voluptuous Boutique. All right. And I don't know how to sew. I really didn't know much about fabrics. My mother made clothes though. She loved clothes. She used to make my baby clothes and everything. But unfortunately, that didn't pass down to me. She tried to show me, and I was like you were saying, I don't have time for this. I don't want to do this. So she tried, but it wasn't for me. But she did try to show me like how to sew like something together. So if it ripped and she's not around, I could do it. Yeah, I'm a little. Tiffany, she came in and she helped me, put together a line with different type of fabrics. And I honestly have to say, she stopped me a few times like, what are you doing, Nina? That don't go. This don't go. That color and that pattern don't go. Like, fall back a little bit. So, Cruz, you have some of Tiffany's pictures where...
These are the ones that look like studio pictures, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one that Tiffany designed. What else? There's another one. That one, because that's one of the prints that I loved. I love that print because I love pink. That was one that we did. Well, that she did.
We did.
No, you did most of them. That was one of the patterns, again, that I loved. And when she showed me that, I was like, ooh, I love that because I just love the cut of it. And then with that top, I wear that all the time. And that one, I love all kind of crazy prints and colors, as you can see. I have other crazy patterns, and she was like, we not gonna do this. We not gonna do this. So she tried, to help me put together a line that wasn't all over the place, and she did, and I greatly appreciate you for that. Thank you so much.
And I appreciate you for the experience. I really learned a lot listening to you. I feel like I've come a long way in the process, the journey that we've been on. We started with just some sketches.
Yeah.
And to see those pictures up is, I feel a little bit emotional. I'm not going to cry because I don't want everybody to see it. I feel very blessed.
Oh, no. Thank you. Because for me, like, especially sitting here now, if it wasn't for Nina Monique Voluptuous Boutique, I wouldn't be sitting here. And I wouldn't be sitting here talking to someone like you who's experienced. And I appreciate moments like this because I could ask questions. There's someone that understands, the whole concept of having a clothing line for plus size women. Like you said, it's important for us to be presentable, and I love being like dressed head to toe whenever I can, especially when I have events. And the outfit you have on, I love. So
Thank you.
I greatly appreciate sitting here talking to you. And the skirt you made for Katia for the event on the 21st, that was really nice too.
Thank you so much.
No problem. So also I wanted to get a little bit into like the challenges that come along with having your own clothing line, because I know for me it was the money, the financial part of it. Do you find that to be a challenge at times also?
Oh, it's always a challenge because, you have to buy material, you have to buy fabric, and then with me, I'm just a little bit more spread out because I have a storefront, so I have to worry about rent and things like that. And then on top of that, I do fashion shows. I travel the world, and I've been to Paris and London and took my designs to Paris and London.
What was that like?
See, me, I'm just the type of person that I roll solo dolo. So I don't have a travel partner. I do now, my husband, but I don't. I didn't then, and to go to another country for the first time to and be so well embraced and loved by these people. It was a humbling and experience, and it actually made me appreciate my art and what I do even more, because I didn't know I didn't have so many people that were following me, abroad. And just doing those shows, I've made friends, lifetime friends. I can go to London and stay at a couple people's houses. I can go to Paris and stay at a couple people's houses. So, I made friends, different countries. And it's wonderful because that does, you have to, pay into the shows. You have to pay for travel. You have to pay for your accommodations. And the money is different because, their money is more than U.S. money. So you have to, that's one of the struggles is the money. And you just have to be a hustler and a grinder.
Yeah.
Because I'll find a way. I'll make $1 out of 15 cents, honey. And I'm telling you, it's crazy because I had to actually do a lot of research when you do these shows. You have to research a lot of things on your own, especially when you go into different countries.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You have to map out where you're staying and where you're going, and the money has to be a tight budget because you don't want to overspend and you're in a different country,
right?
And trying to just even have communication with through the U.S. You have to set that all up. You have to make sure that your phone is set up for international calling, because you can't just get over there and say, I'm calling home. No, you have to have your phone set up through your provider. Really? You have to notify all your credit card companies that you're going to be using, because if you do it too many times, they'll shut you down and you'll be over there stranded with no money. So it's a lot. It's a total different experience, and you have to do your research before you go. You know what I'm saying? You have to have someone over there that I would consider a liaison or ambassador. And I have quite a few models that help me out and that live over in those countries, and they showed me different ways, how to do things and everything like that. Especially in Paris, it's really difficult because a lot of people speak French. They don't speak English. So it was like a challenge for me too, because I had just like this little translating thing, and you could, because we have the mic on Apple phone. So I was like, speak that into the phone, and then it translate for me. And I don't have a problem with doing that. And they would, because I'm my personality, and I would make them, you're going to love me either way. So it's like, come here, let me talk to you. And it was like, 'cause you're talking to my phone, so you can understand what I'm talking about. They were like, huh? And so they did it, and then it was like, great, because it was like, okay, and then I would say something in English and it would translate back into French, and that's how the communication went.
Right. Really?
Oh yeah. Oh. So I was all over Paris. Like once I learned how to do that, I was all over there.
So that's like a second home now, right?
Absolutely.
Yes. I like that.
Uber's London is a second home, because I actually, when I go back to London, I do go back and I visit business owners that I've run into. Like I have this one American style. It's like a Happy Days type of diner, and they don't call them cooks over there. They call them chefs. Okay. So I know the chef that owns the place, and every time I go back to London, I go right there and visit him. I know exactly where it's in the Crystal Palace part of London, and I think I'm something when I be all over London. In my first experience, I was over there. We had so much luggage, and we had to rent a car. Wow. So I'm an international driver too. So I drove on the wrong side of the street, on the wrong side of the car, and my license is registered in London. So honey. But I look at it like this: if you could drive in New York City, you can drive anywhere.
I heard that before. Yeah.
And honey, yes. I was all over the roads in London. I was like, yes, exactly. Because I was turning on some signs. I was like, wait a minute, I ain't supposed to be on this side of the street. Oh my goodness. It was scary, but it was crazy, and I had so much fun. And I took a model with me, and her name was Shanae Valls, and we had a good time. And that was like, that was my sister for like, we was besties. Like we rolling together. We slept together. We went everywhere together. So we wasn't out of each other's sight, and we had so much fun.
Nice. Like, that's what I was looking to get out of Nina Monique Voluptuous Boutique. Both of us was. And I got redirected into this, which is actually my first love, media. But I know Tiffany, whenever we did the photo shoots, she would be there. Cruz, there should be another picture of me and Tiffany fixing a dress. But I could see like the excitement on her face when you would be fixing somebody's dress, or putting together the accessories to go with the outfits and everything. I could tell she really loved that. So I said, along my journey, I want to connect her with people that falls in line with what she really want to do. So I was like, I'm gonna get Sakinah here, to give advice, and I greatly appreciate you being here.
Just prep work for a fashion show is like a whole nother monster. You know what I'm saying? You have to lay out all your looks. If you're wearing jewelry, you have to lay everything out. And then
From
you
the
have to
show
bring
day.
extra garments just in case they don't fit
Mm-hmm.
and things like that. So, and then once you pack it, you have to pack it, especially if you're flying, overseas or even domestically. You have to pack it to the point where it's so tight, and you have to get everything in there, and then you have to weigh your luggage and make sure when you get to the airport, you don't have any problems. So you have to. It's a lot of things you have to do before you even get to the show. Then once you get to the show, you have to unpack it all.
Yeah.
Then you have to steam it all. And then you have to set it up. And then you have to do the fitting. And then you have to put the line up through the show. And then you have to, make sure they have your music. And then by the time you all do that, it's a 5-minute run through show.
That's it.
Honey, it's about 5 to 7 minutes on the runway. It goes this like boop, and you be like, okay, absolutely. You do all of this work, and you be like, okay, it's over. So you be like, just for that, but it's worth it. It's worth it. I've done so many shows, and I have traveled to almost every state in the United States. I haven't been to about 10 of them. Up in Western, like Oregon and South Dakota. It's too cold. I don't know. I'm trying to bring some fashion up there too, because it's cold and all they do is sleep and stay inside. I like to be out with some color in the snow. I wear yellow in the wintertime, so
I love yellow.
I have a yellow coat that I just wear in the winter. They love it.
That yellow skirt that you had in the picture. Where is that one? Sorry, Cruz. Yep. That one. I love how that pops.
Now that's Morgan Whitley. She was on Project Runway as a model, and
That's
I
Tiffany's
believe
show.
I believe that was in Maryland for Curves Rock. I'm not sure which year it was, but it had to be 2014 or something like 15 or something like that, because the skirt actually debuted on Full Figure Fashion Week. I think 2014.
Oh.
14, 15. I did every Full Figure Fashion Week from 2012, except 2013, because my kids were graduating from 8th grade and 12th grade, and it was a lot going on. I was just like, you know what, I'm going to take off a year. But I did every show after that, and I love Full Figure Fashion Week. I love the whole team, the staff. Miss Gwen DeVoe, that's my sis right there. That's my sister. That's my sister in my head, but that's my sister. And then Miss Sharon Quinn, that's my auntie. That's the only one that can actually like really curse me out and get away with it, because she tell me about myself. And since we had a discussion, and my time management has gotten better, Auntie Sharon. I was on time today.
Yes, she was. And
I was here on time. Because, honey, she ripped me one year, and I was like, Lord, wait a minute, let me get my life together. I might miss out on some coins one day.
It was late. A fashion show you was?
Yes.
Oh.
I don't know. I was late. It just seemed like every Full Figure Fashion Week I was late. So my car broke down in the middle of Manhattan. Or I was in a... Yes, honey. I was in the cab and couldn't get there. I was always late. And that one year, she ripped me, and then ever since then, I was on time. I got, my son did Full Figure Fashion Week 2017. We were on time, so everybody was like, Eyani Couture? On time? I was like, honey. I got my son with me, so I got to make a good impression. You know what I'm saying? So we was on time, and we rocked the show. So ever since then, time management has been my biggest project, like getting on time. And she's like, if you got to leave 4 hours earlier just to get there 2 hours early, you just got to do what you got to do. And I took that advice, and I appreciated her for that. And ever since then, that's like drilled into my head. I have to be on time. Because you never know what opportunity you may miss out on.
Yes.
Or what somebody may be meeting, or they have something special that they didn't want to tell you about. And then you get there, and you're late. You're like, okay, they don't really take you seriously.
Right.
So... time management is my biggest thing, especially with delivering product and things like that with customers. You have to have a deadline. So I make a lot of prom dresses, so you have to have that prom dress made. Cause I know designers that, honey, they come the day of prom and no dress is made. So I'm like, where we do that at? So
Wow.
And that's
staying up.
devastating.
Yes, it's devastating to see a young girl come to get their stuff and it's not even put together.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like literally sitting in a corner waiting to be sewn, and they've been their stuff been there for months. So that's my biggest thing. I try not to take on more than I can chew. So I know what it takes to go into how long it takes to go into certain gowns and dresses and things like that. So if I feel like I can't do it, I hate to say no, but
it has
to because you waited late, and I mean. Then on top of that, you have to charge late fees because my time is money. So you gotta pay me. So you come in 2 weeks for prom, you gonna pay. Exactly. But at the end of the day, you'll have your product on time because that's my job, to stay up late and be up to 4 or 5 in the morning.
That's what I was getting ready to ask. What's the latest you ever had to stay up?
I've done all in my shop. During prom season, I can spend all night in there. Go home, take a shower, come right back. Like, I don't eat. I'm, like, under the sewing machine, literally cutting. My music keeps me going. That's my motivation is music. And as long as I got my music, I have forgotten to eat for days, almost 2 days. Like, oh, my God, I didn't eat. And then I have to remind myself. And then I'll leave and I'll literally be like, okay, wait a minute, I've been here 24 hours. I need to go take a shower and get myself together. And if I lay down, I know I'm not getting back up, so I keep going because you have to get this stuff to them on time.
Right.
Especially when you're doing detailed work, any type of rhinestone work, any type of appliques, any type of hand stitching. You have to. It takes time to do that stuff, and you can't just throw it on there with some glue, honey. Because, honey, you be at the prom and get out the car and something done fell off. You be like, what is going on? That's your name on it. Because people will say, where'd you get your dress made?
Right. I know not to go
and
there.
a lot of people come to me during prom season also to rework a dress that someone already made. I hate that type of work. I hate to work after somebody else's work. And I usually tell them, please, if I understand you spent $300-$400 over there, and the dress is not what you like, but I don't do that kind of work. And if you want it done right, you have to get a new dress. And if they really press for money, then I might consider it. But it's just a lot to take someone else's work apart to see like what damage has been done and to fix it up. Exactly. And then they'll look at me like, okay, so we gave it to you, it has to be done right. So now that's more time out of what I need to do, and then the money is sometimes not even worth it. So it's like you're better off just getting another dress made because it'll be cut and done right. So especially for full figure plus size girls, young girls, they don't understand foundation. I'm big on foundation. You have to have the proper bra. Don't come to me and you ain't got the proper bra or undergarment on, because what you come and fit in, that's what the dress is going to be fit to. So the day of prom, don't be like, well, wait a minute, my dress too big. Well, you just went and bought an undergarment that done pulled you in about a size. Now you look and get dresses. They have to understand your boobs have to be placed a certain way depending on the dress. You have to have those proper undergarments. You can't just wear anything and everything. And that's what she used to scream with me about when we would do fitties.
Yes. When you do it, don't wear that. Why is this fitting like this? It wasn't like that last week. No.
Because it changes it's like you're altering the dress, and that's more work for me. So if they come to me, and that's my number one thing with doing any type of fitting. If I say, I'll give you 3 weeks, I need you to come back for a fitting, but I need you to bring A, B, C, and D. If you missing C, you're not trying nothing on because you're going to waste my time, and then it's not going to fit, and then we're going to be going back and forth. So if I ask you to bring your shoes, the bra you're going to wear that day, that undergarment you're going to wear that day, that shoe you're going to wear that day, I need you to bring it, because if not, I'm just wasting my time and you're wasting your time, because then that means I gotta go back and redo something or fix something. I don't have time for that. Especially when I'm trying to, run my life, my personal life, a business, my kids. That's 5 jobs right there with 5 kids.
How do you manage that? Like, how do you find time for Sakinah with all of that going on?
I find time for me, cause you can't just, it can't be all work and no play. You got to, like,
Please tell her that again.
it can't be all work and no. Like, if I go on a business trip for a fashion show, I make it a vacation. I stay an extra 2 days, cause I want to relax. I want to see what's going on. I can't just fly in, fly out. I need to see where my money going. Right. And plus, it's not even that much difference in airfare. It probably be the same if you stay an extra 2 days. It probably even be better. You know, you might end up paying on the hotel end, but so what? Like, I want to relax. I want to sit by the pool. I want to enjoy myself. I want to see the city or the country I'm in. I want to have a good time. So you always make a vacation out of your trip. If it's a business trip, always make it a vacation. At least 2 days. Because then you know, when will you go back to Paris again? Or when will you go back to London again? Or when will you go back to Italy? Right.
That's true.
So you have to kind of think about that. It's got to be, can't be all work and no play. Got to enjoy your life. Because ain't nobody promised the next minute.
That's very true. Yeah, I do work around the clock. That's why I'm so tired now. But when it comes to the prom dresses, do the customers come in with what they have in mind, or you have to sketch out?
They come in with pictures, but I usually go off with their vibe. I go off of their personality. We go over fabric. We go over. I actually do sketch some things out because I had to start charging the consultation fee because you sit there for an hour and you give them all this stuff and ideas, and then sometimes they don't come back. They'll take it to the next person. So okay, wait a minute. Now I had to learn that, in business. Wait a minute. So if you want to talk about a dress, that's the consultation fee. You got to pay that before we even start because this way it'll let me know that they're serious about coming back. Because if you don't want to just, ain't nobody got $50 or $75 to lose out on, because they'll come back and say, well, I want this put towards my dress. That'll let me know you're serious. So before we even talk about fabric or a piece of thread, this is what we have to do. And I had to learn that in business because it was just getting to the point where I was having 20 or 30 girls come in and then only like 10 come back. So, you sit down there an hour at a time. Right. And you have all these fabric swatches. Because I work with a textile company in New York. So I get all the new updated, funky fabrics like in sequins or anything that's new coming out for gowns and dresses. They just give me, and it'd be like 100 swatches. And then they'll tell me like, oh, this one comes in like 4 colors, or this one comes in 2 colors, and this one. So I'll write all that down so that I'll let them know like it comes in this color, it comes in that color. Because I shop for my customers. I don't want my customers to come and bring me fabric, because if you bring me the wrong fabric, your fabric you're gonna walk back out the door with it. It's like you're wasting time and wasting money. I know exactly what you need for your dress, how much yardage you need, and then it cuts down the price of what you're paying. Because if you walk in as a regular customer to some of these stores, they're gonna charge you the max. If I walk in, at least I'll get your dress down because they say, oh, we'll charge you $30, but I'll go in there, they'll charge me $20. That makes a difference in the price of your dress. So if you spend $170, I'm gonna charge you my labor fee. Then you're gonna end up spending more than what you really wanted to, because the fabric could cost you $70, $80 less if I was to buy it. Right. So I explained that to them. So I don't want them to think that I'm trying to get over on money. But I also explained to them, when you're doing anything custom, it's going to cost. It's time. It's money. You get in 3 fittings. At the end of your 3 fittings, that gown, that suit, whatever you order, it gets pressed out. It goes to the cleaners. If I can't press it out, I'll take it to the cleaners. It gets pressed out. And if you don't come right, when I say you don't come right, your body odor ain't right, and it's in, I gotta keep it real, because if it's in your garment, then you don't want that to smell like that the day of your event. So, honey, they come to me like that, and I be like, okay, well, you gotta go in the cleaners, because I don't want to just give it to you like that in a plastic bag, because some of them will wear it like that. Yes, indeed, honey. Yes, absolutely. So, no, I'm so serious, because I'll show up to some of their houses and because I want pictures.
Right.
And honey, yeah.
Oh man.
This is the designer, and I'm trying to dress on. I'm like, wait a minute. So I had to start doing that. I had to start doing that in business, like adding that dry cleaning fee in there too. So when you pick it up, it's ready to wear. There's not a spot on it. There's not nothing is wrong with the dress. So all you got to do is just put it on the day of your event. And I had to learn that also in business.
Oh.
Even with just trying on regular ready to wear stuff, you'd be surprised. And I'm like, well, okay, they come to me like that, so that means when they go into a lot of these department stores, honey, and they in that dressing room by themselves, that's what is really going on.
Ooh. Okay.
I'm funny like that, I'm sorry, but it's true. You got to keep it real.
Oh wow.
But I have to talk to my customers. I talk to them, and I be real with them, and I say to them, you know, listen, I had to pull some, you know, young ladies to the side and let them know, like, listen,
Right.
okay? Because if I can't tell you, then I'm not being a good business person. On top of just, you know, having my name on that. That's my name.
Right.
So
right.
I don't want my name to be on something like, you know, that's not right, even though you came in not right. So I have to fix it.
Because
and
I
feel like
that's it on you.
Yeah, I feel like that's my duty to, you know, pull them to the side and have a conversation and let them know, you know, because they may not know. Some people may not know. So I do that. And that's what keeps me in business. That's what keeps, you know, a lot of my business is word of mouth, and that keeps a lot of people coming back because I'm just honest. You have to be.
Very true.
I even tell her when I do fashion shows, you mess it up, you bought it. So that means anything. You ain't, yep, absolutely. Give me my coin. It's either going to be for a dry cleaning fee or something. Because if you're a model and you're doing these shows, you have to come correct.
Yes.
And if you mess up a designer's piece, then you have to pay.
Yeah.
I don't believe in the production. I go to the production themselves also, but it's on the model too, because at the end of the day, we're entrusting you with that garment.
Right.
So at the end of the day, you have to be responsible across the board.
Right.
So
definitely. That was a lot to take in.
I learned a lot of good information though.
Yeah.
It was.
Because you want to start your own line eventually, right?
Yeah. So I was definitely drinking in everything that you said. But I agree. Like that's a lot of the reason why I don't like to do custom work, because people ask me all the time, like, oh, can you do this? And I'll make a sketch. I'll show them some stuff, get the fabric, and then, oh, I found a dress somewhere, or something else happened, or I don't have the money. Can you do it for this price? And it's your work. It's your blood, sweat, and tears that you put into it. I'm not staying up sewing until 3 o'clock in the morning so you can look fabulous so you can pay me $40. Like, that's not how we do things, you know. And I wouldn't ask somebody to do that. If I came to somebody for something, I would pay them for what you're doing for me and not try and get a discount because we're friends or because we're cool, or because I know you from my sister, cousin, brother. Like,
I don't give discounts.
And you,
I don't give discounts. I'm in my price is my price. You can't go into Macy's and get a discount, honey.
Right.
So why come to me and get a discount? At the end of the day, I did a T-shirt that I put up, and it says support Black-owned businesses without asking for a discount.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, you can't. You don't even go on the cleaners and ask for a discount. Whatever the cleaners say, that's it.
That's what you pay.
So if you come to me and say, okay, can you alter it? Yeah, this is my price, and I don't go down on my prices.
Right.
I try to keep my prices at a reasonable price, depending on what you're getting made. But I'm not gonna undercut myself and just do it just because that's $100. No, exactly. Sorry. You could take it to someone else that'll do it for $100, but my price is $325. It's gonna be right for depending on what it is.
Right.
So even with the prom dresses, I had to start at a certain amount because I know exactly how much the fabric is gonna cost.
Yeah.
So my prom dresses start at $500. That's with the fabric. Now it goes up depending on detail and how much is gonna go into that, how many hours I gotta work, and all of that. How much fabric you need. You might need 8 yards or something.
Right.
Yeah, it depends on the design.
So that price goes up. So I had to learn a lot of this stuff, being in having a storefront for so long, that you can't undercut yourself. You have to take a deposit up front. And deposits are non-refundable. Once you give it, it's over.
Right.
You don't get it back. You could get some store credit. You could come back and say, I want to use my deposit for something else.
Okay.
But your deposit is not refundable because at the end of the day, especially if I bought fabric. If I bought fabric, you're going to use this fabric for something else.
Right.
Because I'm not buying new fabric off that deposit.
Exactly.
Once that's it. You have to be like that in business. And
put your foot down. That's
exactly.
your business.
And as, a black business owner and being in business so long that I had to learn these things and I had to say, this is what it is.
Yeah.
And I had to stick to it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because if not, then you will be out of business because you're going to be doing everything for almost free.
Right.
Yep.
And people do try and take advantage.
Exactly.
Like we learned that along the way too.
Yep.
Like, oh, they knew, they green, they don't really know what they're doing. We're gonna overcharge them.
Yep. Yep. We learned a lot.
Yeah, you gotta do your research.
Yeah, we learned a lot because for me, like, I just honestly walked right into having my own business. I learned as I went along and I started making connections with people who would give me advice. But I do wish I would have did things differently. Because it's pricey. It's very pricey. Just picking out fabric, like you said, that's very expensive. It's very expensive.
Fabric is like buying clothes, honey.
It really is.
But I look at it like, okay, well, I spent this and all right, I'm gonna look good because at the end of the day, nobody got it on. So, hey, you gotta pay like you way. Sometimes I spend money on fabric like as if I'm buying a Gucci bag. Like I can literally spend $200-$300 on a piece of fabric.
It's hard.
If
not
I
to.
love it, I'm getting it. If they say they can't get no more, that's like saying that size 11 shoe is the only one, so you need to get it while it's there. Because if not, when you come back, it's gonna be gone.
Right.
That's how I do my fabric. I have to be like that, especially if it's just for me. If it's for me, then I'm getting it. Cause it's like buying. You go in the store and buying clothes. Like I'm obsessed with fabric and trimming and zippers. They have like a zipper stores in New York that's just nothing but zippers, and you be like, wait a minute, y'all got 1,000 zippers.
It's like being in a toy store.
Yes,
I
honey.
can stay in there all day long.
It's like being. I'm telling you.
Every time you turn around, you see something else. Like, oh my God, this is pretty. Oh no, this is pretty. Like, no, girl, this is it. She would be looking at me like, girl,
Yes.
you're not ready to go.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I have to say one piece of advice that when you starting to do fashion shows, do your sample pieces and keep your sample pieces and just use those sample pieces, especially if you're doing multiple shows that year, because if they buy it off the runway, fine. That's a sample piece that they buy off the runway. I discount those because some kind of you don't use it quite a few times.
Right.
But if they love it, like, oh my God, I want this. Okay, I'll discount it.
Okay.
That's the only time I use discount because I know it's been used a couple of
Right,
times.
that makes sense.
And then a lot of my show pieces I have for so many years, I just like, this is on clearance. It's 75% off. Come get it. Like sometimes I have so much inventory because I just make clothes every day, all day. See, I started out, I was a city worker. I was a correctional officer for 15 years. So, something happened to my job, so, and I'm not there, so it was kind of like a blessing in disguise because I was just tired. I felt like, I was locked up for 15 years. I did 15 years in jail. That's what I felt like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, now that I'm full-time with my business, I make my own hours. I open and close when I want. And then I just go harder because I know it's for me. And actually, nothing has stopped. Like, I have, my living standards and everything has stayed the same. I'm just working harder for me.
Right.
I got to meet that. I got to pay this rent.
Exactly.
Instead of, you sitting here saying, okay, well, I get a 2-week check. I can just pay it. You get lazy. And once that happened, I was like, oh, wait a minute. I got to grind. I ain't getting no check every 2 weeks, so I got to make this money. And it made me actually go harder and appreciate me being an actual business owner and, grinding for me. I sit in my shop and I just sew all day, every day.
That's love. When
I
love
sew
what you do.
all day, every day. Some days I prop my feet up, but see, I'm a jack of all trades also. Like, I have my hair license, so I do hair.
Oh. cosmetology too?
Yeah. my father was a manager at a business school, so he actually got me in, and I ended up getting my cosmetology license when I was in high school. So that was a plus. And I just do natural hair. I'm really I could do the wigs and the weaves and all that. My girlfriend.
Yeah, I saw that on your page.
Yeah, she's like, "Come on, girl." I was like, "Wait, why are you pulling this out of me?" But being that I have girls, so and boys, because I'm a barber, so I cut their hair, and my boys had dreads, and then they cut those, so I used to do their hair, and then my girls have natural hair, so I do their hair. So I'm all into natural hair. Of course, I have natural hair, and I don't let nobody touch my hair. I taught my daughters how to do hair, so my daughter actually redid my hair. Nice. That you see now. Okay. So she twisted and she rolled it, honey. So I be like, I don't have to go nowhere. So I have like a mini one chair salon in my boutique. So
so like when they doing like the prom dresses, you give them like the makeover too?
I do everything because I sell shoes. I have a company that they can order their shoes from. I give, we go over hair, we go over makeup. I have a makeup person that comes in and if they want to book them, they'll go to their house and get their makeup done, and they'll do their makeup for them. My father has a car service, so if they want to rent a car, like, yeah, I got the hookup, honey.
Okay.
I have the hookup. So he has a car service, so I'll direct them towards him if they want to, rent a car for the night for prom, and that it's a family business. And then on top of that, even with me having these 3 brands, I actually have a 4th brand with my husband. So it's called the Massive Collection.
Yes, I saw that.
And that brand is all about love, honey.
Yes.
Like if you want to match your man, you want to be fly.
Come over to the Massive with you with the dress and him with the shirt on. I was like, I like that. That is nice.
Yep. So we just introduced at the District of Curves, which is last weekend. We introduced our new sweatpants, female and male unisex sweatpants with the t-shirts and the dresses. Of course, we have the matching collection with the his and her sweaters, men's sweaters, and the female dresses. So that collection is really taking off because everybody says it's corny, but I mean, it's cute, corny, honey.
I like it.
I like matching my man. So we be fly, honey. And when we walk in the room, we shut it down. I think he had a picture up earlier of us in the purple. Yeah, honey, that was at our
you can put that picture up, Cruz. The one with her and her husband.
In the purple. That was at my son's, my boy's calendar release party for the SOS Denim Big and Tall men's calendar. Yes, honey, we shut it down. We walked in the room and we was glowing. I got some sales off of that.
Get that, Sean. Make sure you get that one.
I got some sales off of that, honey. Yeah. They was like, "Oh my God!" And it was in a nightclub, so it was like it has like a sequence on it, so we was glowing. So we walked in. Yes, honey, we had a good time. And he's a big and tall guy, so with his input in the brand as my partner, we do everything together. Like he has his like own spin on the brand also on what he wants. So working hand in hand with him has actually brought us closer together and everything like that. So with that we do everything together. Like we dress alike. It's cute, corny, but it's us, and we have fun with it. Yes. So when some of our friends see us, they be like, "Well, look at this right here." But you know what? It's like they starting to do a little bit something. Some of their wives and girlfriends be like, "Well." Come on, babe.
I like stuff like that. She and I be talking about that too. Like to have somebody to eventually meet someone we could like share those accomplishments with and do things with them. Do you ever bump heads with each other, like with ideas and everything, or you just?
Well, being that I've been in the business so long, and he comes with ideas, I kind of tweak them and try to tone them down. But most of the time, no. Like, we really go with it. It depends on what it is. But most of the time, maybe once we, had that problem, but it wasn't like a problem. I was just like, hey, like, wait a minute, we need to tweak this a little bit, you know. And he's like, oh, okay, because you kind of couldn't convince me, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But with him, he's so into fashion. Like, I never met a man he's into fashion. That man is into fashion heavy, and he's from Brooklyn. So, you know, that's a whole nother world over there, honey. So, me being from Newark, and I'm multicultural, I've been around the world. He's from Brooklyn, so I love New York. I love everything about New York, and they flavor everything. So, when we met, and he brought a lot of that to the brand, I was like, you know what? Let's do this. And we've been doing it, and it's worked out. Nice. It's worked out. Yeah. Everything don't be like matchy. Like, we do have our, you know, where we have like the purple, we have the sweatshirts, and I have the dress, but we'll do like matching colors. Like today, when we go to the pageant, when I'm the judge, like I have an all blue, navy blue gown, and then he's like a navy blue and silver, and I made his tie, his vest, his pants, and we all, and it's like that same blue. Okay. So it's not always matching material, but we stay in the same color scheme, honey. Gotta go out like that.
That in common with someone, you know, and you both of you show up and show out.
Oh, honey, that is Mr. Handsome right there. I have to say that. That's Mr. Handsome right there, honey. And he'll tell you, I'm Mr. Handsome. I'll be like, but he a big guy, so for him to be so big and, you know, actually and he actually see like us going shopping, that is nothing out there for big guys. And he even saw that it was hard to even find like a vest for a man, even if you go to DXL. It's just very hard. It's not, you know, he feel like it's not his flavor. It's not like red carpet. He like me. We over the top. We want some glitz, some glamour. We want some couture. We want some prints. Where's the color?
Right.
Why everything gotta be so black, brown, navy? You know what I'm saying?
That was me when I started out too. And Tiffany was like, no, we gotta do something different. She was like, we gotta bring something different to the table. So she was helping me pick out the colors because I do like colors, but I was scared to incorporate that in my clothing line. But she said we could do it, just don't go crazy.
And we pulled it off. I mean, you even convinced me to try some stuff that I was like, girl, this is way too much. I would never, ever, but okay, we're going to do it. And it was like, look how it
it's all
turns out.
how you cut it. I love prints. I love color. If you notice, if you go on YouTube and put in Eyani Couture and you see all the fashion shows I've done, it's color. I don't think I ever really did anything like solid black or solid blue. You know what I'm saying? I feel like us as women, why can't we just wear color? Why can't we just wear what we want? You know what I'm saying? Yep. And you can have that pop of color on. You don't have to be so grandma-ish. Because a lot of these stores are still selling grandma-ish, you know, clothes and cookie cutter stuff.
We did. Some of the outfits I would bring to you, and you would be like, "We're not doing that either."
Like, who is this woman?
Yeah.
Where is she going in this outfit?
She got me into wearing sleeveless.
Yes.
Because I did not want to show my arms. She got me into that. And again, like, she brought so much to the line, and I appreciate that. And as I mentioned before, Tiffany also do hair and makeup. How did you get into that?
That started from helping you out on the photo shoots. So we had to, like, oh crap, we don't have nobody to do the makeup. We need to figure this out. And then when I went to cosmetology school after I finished fashion school, we had a makeup course, and I was like, this is really dope. Like, just the way you can transform a look, turn somebody into something else. Like, I'm Tiffany today, but I'm feeling like Beyonce after I put my face on. I really, really enjoyed that. So that the fashion transitioned me into hair, and then the hair kind of transitioned me into makeup.
And just from watching how she do her makeup, I was like, I want to look like that. So I try. I can't, especially when it comes to the eyeshadow. One eye be one color, and another one be the other.
And that's my thing because I have had. I'm into doing makeup now too because I want to be able to do my own makeup. I don't necessarily want to do nobody else's, but I know how to do little things like when my girls have their photo shoots, and of course kids don't do a full face,
Right.
so you touch them up.
Yeah.
But me, I want to be able to do a full face. Like my girlfriend, my sister, my road dog. Her name is Devin Arnold, and she beat this face to the gods today, honey.
Yes.
I made her come all the way from New York City. I said, honey, you're going to be in New York anyway. So I was like, could you please just come through here and do my makeup real quick? Because I need to be like from here to the next one. And I'm going to meet her later on at the pageant. But she was like, I'll bring my makeup bag just to touch you up. I said, thank you, girl, but I need you to be here at 9 a.m. in the morning to beat this face because I got to be on this radio show, honey. And I can't be looking like a fool, honey. I can't because these raccoon eyes, honey, these dark circles, they are like the worst. So that's all you be trying to fix. I don't really need all the rest.
Wake up in the morning like,
can I just get rid of?
I doing last night? I don't. Oh my god.
I didn't go to bed until 4:55 and then had to be up at 8. So, that takes a toll on your body and everything too. So I was like, I do need to get some makeup tips for myself, just for me, because see, when you do a lot of these shows, they'll have you looking crazy. Like one show, they got me looking like a cat. And I mean, she just highlighted just this and left everything. I was like, could you please not put that picture up?
Oh my
Could y'all
goodness.
please put that
And
picture
on
up?
purpose?
No, I think she was just trying to help me out with just the raccoons, and then she just took it to a whole nother level with it.
Oh my goodness.
I'm funny like that. I ain't trying to put her out there like that, but honey, I was like, please don't put that picture up. I look like a raccoon, honey. I was like, I like a little cat. What is going on?
And I remember when you told me about why you want to do hair, because you was like, you see a lot of mistakes that people make when they do other people's hair. And it's like, I'd rather just do my own.
So I would really, really like to get my hair braided. Like, I love getting my hair braided. But it was getting to the point where my edges was popping off. Like, people really don't. If you want to do hair. But take the time to at least learn the process. Learn what's good for certain hair types, what's not good for certain hair types. Tension is a serious issue that we don't talk about in the Black community when we're talking about braiding people's hair. I like my edges. I like to keep them for as long as possible. Just because I wear weave or a wig, thanks to you occasionally, doesn't mean that I don't want to hold on to my edges. I do like to wear my hair out sometimes.
Exactly.
And I don't want my mama to be like, girl, I didn't put something on there. So that,
And see, that's for me because I do natural hair and I'm into, keeping
hair
my
care.
edges and hair care. And that's why I preach to my girls all the time because they was like, my daughter's 13 now. She's like, well, I just want to get my hair blown out and I want to get a perm. I was like, that is the creamy crack. You're not getting that ever. I'm going to show you ways how to have your hair flowing, honey. And me doing that process with them, it's a little bit of time, but they appreciate it now. You know what I'm saying? They know they can't wear their hair out in heat, but they can wear it curly depending on if I do 2-strand twist, and they can let it out and it's nice and curly and bouncy. You know what I'm saying? They could do that for a couple of days until the humidity say, okay, we're going to swoop all your oils out your hair. But they got to understand they have natural hair and they have beautiful hair in their hair. And their hair is like past their shoulders. So I'm saying to them, like, if you don't understand, like, once you put those chemicals in there, they eat your hair up. Especially if you just even lay on your pillow, you're going to get up and, honey, your ends is fried.
Exactly.
And they don't understand that, but now they do understand it. They say, well, okay, mommy. I said, why you think my hair so long?
Right.
Because my hair is natural. It grows longer when it's natural. When I had putting perm stuff in there, honey, the right side was shorter than the left side.
Always.
And it was just like, wait a minute. And I was tired of sitting on somebody's dryer.
Yeah.
I was tired of just somebody pulling at my hair. I tried the 27-piece. I can't do that hat because you can't get to your scalp, honey. I tried everything. And then, honey, when they came out with twists, they said you could dread your hair all natural. In 2004, I went for it. I cut my hair to the size of an inch.
Okay, started over.
And I cut everything off. I started at an inch all the way around. And I ain't went back since. Ooh. And my hair is like, because it's curled, it looks short, but my hair is like past like mid-mouth.
Wow.
Yeah. This is my, like, towards my lower part of my back right now. But it's really long because I mean, you know, the curls keeping it popping.
Right.
Look like little off of Annie today, but honey.
It's beautiful.
I like it.
But I like it curled like this because it lasts so long.
Okay.
Like this will last me for a month, and then I wash it and I'll condition it and I'll cut the ends if I need to. And right now I cut it in layers because I like my front shorter. So I mean I do it myself, and a lot of people, like you said, they don't understand. Even with wearing these wigs, you put that glue around there, honey.
I don't do glue.
And then it's
Yeah,
off.
I just asked her about that earlier because I don't usually do wigs either. And I was like, girl, I don't want this to come sliding off. Like,
I never wore a
Do
wig
you
because,
wear wigs?
I mean, well, I consider it a 27-piece of wig because I did do that. But I was so scared of wigs because my grandmama, God bless her soul and rest her soul. She used to wear wigs, and she'd take her wig off. She had these little gray plaited braids. And I was like, ooh, you love it. I'm like, Grandma got, why she pull that off? And she look at her hair. So that scared me, honey.
braids.
So, honey, that scared me. So I was like, ever since I was like, I would never wear a wig. I would never. When I saw my grandmother pull her wig off, honey, I was like, I would never wear a wig. Ever. And that's, she was the sharpest thing ever. She was sharp. You would never know it. And being that my grandmother was the only child, and then, she had my mother, and it's like I'm the only girl. So my grandmother used to always, preach, always when you step outside, put your best foot forward. Always look good when you step out.
Yeah.
Don't, go outside. If I get hit by a car, you better have some clean underwear on.
Exactly.
So she was into that. I'm just keeping it real. So that just what taught me fashion because my grandmother was very heavy into it, like very heavy into the church. So she would always have a new hat with the matching suit. Bambergers and Hanes and Macy's was her store, honey. She owned a credit card in each one of them. So you old school. I mean, you old like me. You'll know them stores. You know what I'm talking about. And she was sharp all the time. Shoes matching the bag, matching the stall, matching. It was always. It had to be the right jewelry and everything. So when she passed, I only took one thing of her, and I cherish it to this day. And it was a hand-beaded vintage pearl purse that was hand done, and I had the clasp on the bag retouched up and everything. That bag is very expensive to this day because no one does that type of work. Yeah, and everything was hand-beaded pearls, different sizes and everything. And I said when she passed, I said that's the only thing I want from her. That's it. Because when she had that bag was like everything. When she pulled it out, it just set the whole mood for her outfit. If she has to wear all white for church, and she wore that bag, and that bag gotta be worth a couple $1,000 because it was like some real pearls on it. So I keep that bag wrapped up and separate and tucked, And I thank my grandmother because she taught my mom how to sew because she sewed, and then my mother taught me, and I teach my girls, and I taught my boys also. But it's like, you have to, I keep on with the business. I keep it as a generation thing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you have to carry on a legacy, especially with your kids. And it's to the point where my sons, they're very husky. The two of them are. They really can't find anything because, how their body's shaping their football players. Right. So they have, learned, Mom, I need something made. Let's. So once we started their brand, for his prom, my 19-year-old, for his prom, he wore his own brand for the prom. Okay. So when he walked in, everybody was like, oh, that jacket is hot. And, that jacket hot. And he's like, yeah, it's from my new clothing line. I said, how did that feel to say? You know what I'm saying? So, and them growing the business, I said, and one day I want y'all to take this over, fully and, understand understand that this is, what you're here for, so you can work for yourself and not nobody else. And that's what I'm trying to get them to understand. And, they're slowly coming around to it. Because once we had the calendar release party in January this year, then they saw like, oh, okay. We went to a real nice swanky place in New York and did the calendar release party and everything. And they met some rapper. I don't know. I don't keep up with these people, honey. But my son was like, oh my God, that's such a... He took a picture with him. So he's like, ever since then, he was like, oh, we just, sitting, restaurant in New York and the club, and I just met. And he follows him on Instagram, so I didn't know who the person was. My son was, ever since then, they've been, okay, we in the business.
Yeah.
We can meet people like this.
Okay.
Never know.
That's the motivation.
So they motivate, and then plus they was, you know, they're very into what they wear and their clothes, and you know, now they you don't see a lot of young black men wearing like blazers and you know, you know what I'm saying, like just to go out with their girlfriend. My oldest son put a blazer on and with a t-shirt, you know.
That's so cute.
You know what I'm saying? So, and that's what they do, and when I look at them, I'm like, wow. I really like, you know, instilled a lot into them as far as the business and everything like that. And they're very much into how they look and what they wear, and you know, even like just going out to certain events and they presenting themselves. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, I just believe like even teaching them how to tie a tie.
Yeah.
After 12 years old, I believe you. If you're a man after 12 years old, you need to learn how to tie a tie, or go to YouTube, honey.
Yeah, exactly.
Cause I know how to tie a tie.
I don't. Yep.
See?
Yep.
You don't know how to tie a tie. You in fashion.
I
You gotta learn how to tie a tie. You gotta learn how to tie a bow tie. You gotta learn how to do all that stuff. When you get your man, go want you to learn how to tie. They fix my tie. You be like, not do that. No.
Oh,
You gotta be able to know how to do all of that.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to get myself up there. I'm trying.
Even if you don't know how to make it, just know how to tie it. See, I know how to make it.
I know you ain't over there laughing, Sean.
Sean, do you know how to tie a tie?
No comment.
Look at this. See what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
See what I'm saying?
Yep.
You gotta, these men don't know, you gotta learn how to tie a tie. I'm trying to tell you.
Don't be trying to hide, Cruz. You know how to do a tie? Tie one?
Oh, see?
I wear a bow tie.
That's already tied for you. Just clip it on. That is no. That's like wearing a clip-on tie. That's no. They don't even make clip-on ties no more. Like no, you gotta learn how to tie a bow tie. My son would tell you, because when he do his shows, he'd be like, "Wait a minute, I'll tie your tie." And to see them work behind the scenes and like fit the guys and make sure like this is what they want them, you know, to wear and present on the runway. That's another thing that I enjoy seeing my boys do. Also, especially my 14-year-old, because like, you know, him being the middle child, right in the middle of two boys and two girls, and you know, he's like all into it. Like that's the one that's really into the business. You know, he takes charge, honey. He's like, I don't care what my brothers say. I'm doing what I want to. I'm like, well, you gotta clear with them because you know it's a 4-man thing. So I'm with you, but you know, even with them, I have to tone them down. Also, I have to tone what they design, because sometimes they go outside the box and be walking on the edge, and I be like, wait a minute now.
Bring it back.
Yes, let's bring it on back, because I don't know about that, but you know. I'm not addressing men, but you know, they are men, young men, so they know what they want. And it's like with SOS Denim, it's three different styles coming together just to make one brand. Okay. And that in itself is a lot of work too. Yeah. And when, like you said, you want to do shows and stuff like that, all I can say is just keep doing your research. Research these shows. Yes. Don't just do any show. You know, I call them Chitlin Circuit shows, honey. Yes. So I don't want to do all of those shows. If I put my money in something, it has to be a show that has some type of buzz or some type of feedback or something that I want to do in order to get the word out. It's nice to do some of those shows if you're just starting off. Right. So just to get your name out there, just to get your foot in the door, just so you can see how a production even runs, and because each production is totally different from the next.
Because the show that we did was definitely a learning experience. It's never what you expect that it's gonna be. And we came in like, oh, you know, I'm just gonna run like this. This is what's gonna happen. Boom, boom, bang, and it was like everything that could have possibly went wrong.
They switch you, they move you. Your model don't show up, or you got a different model now. Yes. And then depending on the run of the show, your 3 or 4 of your models could be with the previous designer, so they got to get back to you to get dressed, and they only give you like 3 minutes to get your whole collection dressed. It's like a lot.
It was.
So you have to. It's like you on your toes, honey. Everything you think go wrong can go wrong. And trust me.
And you have to have those backup
And they look
plans.
at me because I be so calm and collective. Like I be like, I do this for a living. I know what I'm doing, honey. Okay, you walking for the designer before me. All right, I know where to put you in my lineup.
Right.
Give you enough time to get dressed. So I'm gonna put you towards the end. So this man, once you get off that runway, I got 8 people in front of you. You got enough time to get dressed and get in line.
Right.
Yeah.
So you have to learn that, and I learned that doing a lot of shows too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's called flood. So if they flooding and they walking for this design and they gotta run, they gotta get out of that stuff, they gotta get to you, they gotta get in your stuff, they gotta get in line, and on top of that they sweating.
Right.
Like, hold on, you gotta get them time to breathe and collect their wind and get themselves together because they running from one designer to the next designer to the next designer.
Right.
So you as a designer have to understand the models go through a lot too.
Yeah.
How far are you with your clothing line?
Right now we are still in the beginning stages. Hair has kind of set me off track a little bit, so I've been working on that, and then doing makeup too. So, but my clothing line is more like my style is more tomboy chic, so that's what it would be geared towards. And then I'm also started knitting. Been a little stressed out lately, so that's been helping. But it's also gave me some inspiration on some new ideas that I want to start working on for another separate thing. So, see how that
Nice.
How you like knitting?
I like it. Like my mom taught me when I was little, and kind of didn't stick with it. So now that I'm doing it again, it's helped. Like this year has been a little weird for me. I lost one of my friends earlier this year, and it kind of puts things in perspective. Like you think your life is taking a journey, you going in this direction, and I was like, I'm gonna have this done, this ready, and now I have a whole new mindset on what I want to do. So I don't really have to just do one thing. I can do everything, and I can make it work as I see.
Yeah, because my mom told me how to knit and crochet, and you know, even though she know how to sew and everything, that's her love now. My mother go to knitting conventions, honey, in other countries. She has a knitting group that she goes to every Sunday in Westfield, New Jersey. And it's just a bunch of women that sit and they knit and they crochet. Like literally when I went to London one time, she had me go and find this knitting store that had certain yarn, whatever. Honey, I done traveled on the other side of London to go to this store. I walk it in now. She want me to put her on FaceTime so she can see the store. And she wants to get certain. You got to get certain, I don't even call what they call them, realms or whatever they call them things. And I'm like, are you serious, lady?
Yes, they
like,
are
I'm in
serious.
London shopping for yarn?
Yes, absolutely. Bring
And
me back some yarn
honey,
from London.
when I brought it back, she took pictures. She put it on Instagram. Like, look what my daughter bought.
Oh my
Honey,
gosh.
she got some yarn. She goes to these yarn conventions, and like literally, they had one in New York City, and she was there for 2 days. And yeah, my mom does that. She makes shawls, and she makes sweaters, and she makes hats and socks and everything, and we wear them. Like I love her. I love her hats with the flowers on the side, very vintage. And you know, she got my daughters doing it. So my daughter is 10, about to be 11 in a couple of days, and she's making me this big blanket.
Oh.
So she's like, Nanny, I need some knitting needles, but I need the long one that connects it. And my mother said, she's like, I need a long one, Nanny. I need a long. So my mother went out and bought her like this 5-foot knitting needle with the cable. Honey, I'm sitting there like, well, how long this blanket gonna be? Because I'm used to, crocheting, and you crocheting the zigzag. Them blankets was warm back in the day, so I know how to do all of that. But my girls, they really love it. Like she's very, like the youngest one, she likes to knit. She likes to crochet. She likes to draw. That's my drawer right there. My sketcher. If I need something sketched out, I'm like, come here. And she'll sit with me and she'll just sketch. And her sketchbook is like crazy big. Wow. And so she just made it. She's 10. She just won an award from the township that we live in for 5th grade It was for, they had to do a fire poster, and out of the whole 5th grade, she was the top winner.
Nice.
So they gave her a trophy. They gave her a trophy, and she just entered into the magnet program at the junior high. So when she go to 6th grade next year, she'll be in the magnet program for.
Nice.
So she's like, that girl can like really sit there and draw, like off the top of her head, draw. So somebody asked her if she asked, they were putting up a mural across from where my shop is, and she went and talked to the artist. And she said, I would like to work with you and work with some mural, do a mural with you and everything like that. So he got her information. I'm gonna reach out to him and talk to him. But because she can, like, she's really just that good, like, just freehand. Anything. Like, which is crazy. So I'm like, I wish I had that gift. Like, that could draw like that, and, And then, like, each one of my kids have something different. But she, right, that's the artist right there. Like, as long as she got some crayons, color pencils, paper, like, she good. She drawing and she quiet. And that just keep her grounded.
Right.
Now, my other daughter, she like to cook.
That was definitely me and my brother when we were little. Like, if we had crayons, we were good.
Yep.
We would fight in the acting a fool. My mother would be like, break out the paper, like, cut it out.
And be like, ooh,
draw
paper.
me a picture. And then we would forget
she
all
gets
about what we were fighting
over,
about.
like, she gets excited over drawing paper and have to have a certain drawing paper. Like, she could just go to, like, she's like that type of kid that go to art store and just be, like, in love.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Like, I still have to stop myself from buying a box of crayons every time I go in there. I don't know why. It's just like I want to buy a box of crayons just to have them. It's a problem.
Yeah. So, you'd be surprised what you pass on to your kids. And that's my inspiration. My inspiration for my businesses are my kids. Right. That's my drive. I feel like I'm building, which I am, a mini empire.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to, like I said, I step out on faith, and I believe that it's going to take off. It's just at the right time, the right moment. Everything has to be aligned with one another. You know what I'm saying? So, and I appreciate, my mom teaching me so much stuff. But, God has also given me this gift to say, this is your calling, because I've always wanted to be a fashion designer.
Right.
That's all I wanted to be. Like, I went to college, and I was like, I'm going to be a doctor. I want to deliver some babies. Honey, they had me dissect the pig. I said, it's over.
Yeah.
Where is the fashion?
That's when I knew that wasn't for me.
Honey,
either.
when I was in Fairleigh Dickinson, honey, and he said, you dissect that pig. I said, wait, I don't even eat pork. I don't want to touch that pig. So, honey, I failed biology, and it was over from there. And I was like, oh, God. So the next year, I was like, let me go to FIT.
Yeah.
Let me do this and give my mama something, because I was just like, I can't do that. So I'm like, if I have to do all this just to become a doctor, I don't want to do that. I really want to do the fashion thing, and that's my calling. That's my passion. That's what I love. Like, I drew, like, it's like in my blood to the point where I could just talk about it all day, every day. Everything is fashion, like how those letters is on the wall over here, piece of paper. Like, I'm like, well, we could do hotline, something different, like really scriptive. It's all everything is just surrounded by it, and that also goes into how I design a lot of my clothes, and even with my kids, I let them have that freedom, that artistic freedom. Where my daughter said, just recently she wanted to do a preteen dress collection. And she said, Ma, I'm about to be in the 8th grade, and, a lot of these dresses is like, really revealing. I said, yeah, because you're not wearing them. She's like, I know. So I want to come up with some designs, dresses, that I will wear, that, I want to put out there. So she did start off with 5 pieces, and she did a photo shoot.
Yes,
and everything, and she did age-appropriate prom dresses for like junior high.
Because some of these dresses, I mean, they are stunning, but
not for prom.
Where's your mother?
I saw some of those pictures. Yeah.
Like, sometimes when I'm leaving the house, my mom is still like, where you going? Like, that's how you going outside? And I'm like, you know how old I am, right? You know how long ago it was that I came out of there? I'm an adult, so...
Oh yeah, I seen some of the prom dresses.
Yeah, so
And
she wanted
I'm
to do
like,
because she's coming up on her 8th grade prom next year, so she already know how I'm going to automatically be.
Yep.
So don't
You
even
can draw it, but I'm approving
listen.
it.
Don't even. It's like to the point. Don't ask me. It's a no,
Mhm.
and it's a HE double hockey sticks no. You know, and she, you know, she's very into it. So she, you know, I try to keep the modesty dress, but actually fashion forward at the same time
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
So when she did it, I was like, okay, this is cute. So I'm helping her cut them out and make them and everything like that. So they was all together, I was like, oh, okay, I see you, little girl. All right, you doing some red carpet stuff. And she like,
Nice.
yeah, you know, Mom. So I did, because I do think that's a youthful thing, like the whole crop top midriff
Right.
thing. So I had her do something like that, and she did it. She pulled it off.
Okay.
And she'll do that photo shoot coming up. But when I saw it, I was like, okay, that's very age appropriate. I'm going to see a little bit of skin,
Yeah,
not
that's
so
not
much.
bad.
You know, because now these you got signed contracts with these schools now for prom.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Definitely, yeah. Oh. So let me ask you, have you styled any celebrities?
I've been asked to style celebrities, like Tamala Mann and Google, the real Google, that's her name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I met her down in Memphis, and I find celebrities to be so hard to work with because they want so much
Mm-hmm.
stuff. I would love to. Don't get me wrong, I would really love to. But some of them are not the ones that I mentioned, but some of them are very demanding, and I'm just like, no,
Yeah.
all right, you hot. I'm not starstruck like that, but you hot. I get it, you
Mhm.
know. But I'm not really ready to sell my soul to the devil just to give it to you.
Yeah.
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 So at the end of the day, it's like certain things I just won't put up with, especially attitude. I don't have to take that.
Mm-hmm.
All money ain't all money ain't good money.
Absolutely.
Right.
So I could take some. If I feel like it's gonna be a headache, nah, I'm good. I'd rather not deal with the headache than get this money and deal with the headache and be like, oh my God, I just want to just shoot this person.
Right. Right.
So sometimes I have to weigh my options, and I've been asked to dress certain celebrities and things like that. And what they ask for, I'd be like, what?
Mhm.
Are you serious? Okay, well, I don't think I could do that. And I'll come up with something like, I don't know. My time constraint is, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I would love to. I really would love to work with some of them, as long as it's like you take my vision and, you know, turn it into your own.
Right.
And, you know, take my clothes and then turn it into your own. I would love that.
Mhm.
Of course, who wouldn't? But my ultimate goal is to be in department stores. I just feel
Okay.
like a lot of these department stores, their full figure section is just not couture enough. I want to be able to go in there and find some
and
like
I'm like, yeah.
like, you know, some gowns, some dresses, some oomph, some color. Like, where's the oomph at?
Right.
Everybody shouldn't have to get everything custom made. Like,
Right.
I should be able to go on Lord and Taylor and find me a nice dress if I really wanted to.
Yeah.
Not saying they don't have it, but that's the part about doing your research. You know, you gotta go to the stores and you shop around.
And you
gotta
look
see
to
what's out
what they
there.
got.
You gotta be on the internet. You gotta see what's hot, what's not, and all that. You know, you gotta keep up with the color trends. And I make my own color trend. If I feel like this color gonna be hot this year, I'm rolling with it.
She used to do that. Yeah.
Like, I don't care what the forecast is for spring 2018. Like, we're gonna do what we feel is gonna work for the direction the line is going. And
Exactly.
we're just gonna focus on that. Sometimes you can't be so stuck on
What other
what
people
everybody
do.
is doing, and I'm really not that kind of person anyway.
Absolutely.
Like, growing up, I always dressed different than everybody else. I always wanted to look different. I usually have greenish, bluish hair, and so it's like I just like to be an individual, and
Absolutely.
I like to help other people feel their own individuality. I don't feel like people embrace that enough.
Yeah, it's true. Very
There's
true.
a lot of people looking the same,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you see.
But that's
it.
gonna be,
acting the same.
and you want to. And I try to change that through my clothing line. You know, I try to step out on, and I've seen a lot of my stuff, because I feel like I'm a trendsetter, and I am, and I feel like I have brought a lot of things to the runway, and then the next year I see another designer do it. You know what I'm saying?
Then you
Like,
already ahead
I'm
of
just
the
gonna
game
put it
now.
out there. Like, even with you know, me doing my first Full Figure Fashion Week. I love that show. Like that was my year that I'd like. Okay, I gotta top this year every year because you want to top that year every year. Now 2012, it was always taboo not to take nothing off on the runway. So that year I said, you know what? I'm doing me a rip away dress. I'm going to put a gown out here and I'm going to rip it away. And that's what I did. And honey, I thought somebody fell on the run because I'm backstage. So I'm back there trying to get models dressed. That's, you know. So the crowd just erupted. And I was like, oh my God, did a model fall? So I come running up to the side of the stage. I was like, what happened? And they was like, oh my God, you did that. And I was like, did what? It was like that dress. She just ripped it away. And the crowd went nuts. I was like, oh my God. That the way, the sound, it was just like they erupted. And I was like, oh my God. So when I go back and look at that video, I'll be like, oh, I got to top this.
Yeah.
But you're not. Yeah. I don't think that's not going to, I may have another moment like that, but it would, I can't create that because that was what I wasn't going for at that time. I just wanted to put out good clothes. I wanted to put out something that was different, that was not seen, that wasn't, you know, I put out all this color that year, 2012. So I was just like, you know, I'm going to put this gown out. And it was a mustard color gown, honey. Who wears mustard color?
Don't you like that?
No.
Oh. It was a mustard colored gown, honey, and when it was a big ball skirt, and when she took it off, it was a cocktail dress underneath, and it was all beaded and everything, honey. So they erupted. I was like, what is going on?
Okay.
And when I look at that video all the time, I'll be like, God, that was my moment right there. That's when I have arrived. I let everybody know Jana Couture is in the building.
Nice.
That's a wonderful feeling.
Yeah.
It was, and ever since then, it was like, you know, so many people follow me, and you know, models follow me, and everything. And I mean, not saying I wasn't doing shows before that. It was just that show I needed to like say I'm here, like pay attention to me, like I'm worth looking at, I'm worth buying. Like this is my brand, this is who I am, and after that year, it's just like so many people was following me. And then it made me more humble as a person because I was like, you know, people was like, you know, you are such an inspiration. I follow you. I love your stuff. And I was never the person to be out in front of the camera or... I'm very backstage. I want to stay backstage.
That's her.
I wanted to be in my jeans and my sneakers and my t-shirt. I didn't want to come out on the runway and wave to nobody. I didn't do that before. So me having to do that, it meaning like I had to not be so grunged. I had to be this. I was grungy, honey. I was like hair in the ponytail, sneakers, jeans, shirt. I would come out, peek my head, wave. No, they said, no, you got to come out and walk. You got to do this. You got to let everybody know who you are. So that meant me cleaning up my image and becoming this girly girl, even though I'm girly. But I had to, like, dress the part now. Right. And ever since then, it was like, okay, once y'all turn, y'all keep messing with this monster. Now, the monster's out here, honey. Now you can't tell me nothing. Now it's just like, I got to be, like, on top all the time, every day, all day, you know. So hair got to be right. Makeup got to be right. Clothes got to be right. Shoes got to be right. Everything got to be right.
Everything.
So at the end of the day, it was like, you know, those shows helped push me into the forefront and let everybody know who I am and who the brand was. Because I like to let my clothes speak for themselves. Exactly. And that's just me. So a lot of people say, won't you do like all these different shows like Project Runway and stuff like that? And I'm like, I want to stay behind the scenes. I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready for that. I want to do it on my own time. So I don't know if I would ever do one of those shows or if I would go out for. I did go out for it one time, but I was just like, okay, I did it. All right. Bucket list checked. They didn't pick me, so let's move on.
I have a friend who every year she like sends me like the audition thing. She's like, "You gonna do it this year?" And I'm like,
"Yeah, I get it."
Why? It's. Did you see how I act when you asked me to come on the show? Okay, first of all, we had to do this photo shoot for the line, right? And she's like, "Oh, I want you to be in the photo shoot," and I'm like, "I don't want to do that. Like, do I have to do that?" She's like, "Yeah, just it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine." He maybe got 5 good pictures of me because the whole time I was like, oh God, Oh God, I don't know what am I supposed to. This is, I don't want. I was so happy when it was over, and I got to go back behind the camera and just like fix the girl's clothes, style it, fix your hair a little bit, touch up your makeup. I just don't.
You happy with that? That's how I was too.
Comfortable with
and then when I had to go out there, I was like, ugh. And now they like certain shows they want you to speak on the mic, and I'm like, I'm not a speaker. So, like, I can speak behind this mic, and I'm cool with that. But if I got to speak in front of a whole bunch of people, I'll be like, and you know, I get tongue-tied, but I want to get my message out. And it's like I'm talking, and it's like I just got finished doing a 1K run, and I'm breathing heavy. And I'm like, why am I so tired? Like, I felt like I just ran down some stairs, up some stairs and stuff. But that's just your nerves. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's just like, you know, I like to just like, you know, even still now to this day, even like after a collection is being shown and I have to walk the runway, I'm very shy. Like I'm very nervous. Yeah, like, oh God. I'm like this, oh God, I gotta go out there now.
That's Tiffany.
Let me get it together.
Oh yeah.
Let me do this.
When you sent me the questions, I was going over them in the car, and I couldn't even concentrate on what the questions were because all I was thinking is, I feel like I'm gonna. I haven't even gotten there yet. I feel like I'm gonna throw up. And I was like, okay, let me think about what I'm gonna say, and then I'll just stare out the window, and I was like, nope, I feel like I'm good.
I was like that. Like for example, for me, like you said, being behind the microphone, I love it. But yesterday when I had the award gala that I went to, I knew what I was gonna say before I got up there. Once I got up there, like you said, I got tongue tied. I was like, oh my God, like it's people. Like this is different from. But
absolutely.
Even like with the radio show, like before the show start, like the week before or during the week of the show, I'm nervous. But when I get behind the mic and I'm into it, I'm like, oh, I love this. Because even though, like, at times for some apparent reason I could be nervous about something, but then I always say I have guests here. I have to be on point for them because they taking time out to come on my show to get an interview. So I could, you know, the show could help push them. So I have to put myself in that frame, that mind frame. I'm Nina Monique, not Nina Spain, Nina Monique. So I definitely understand. I wanted to ask Tiffany a question.
Here we go, Tiff.
So I asked Sakinah if there's any celebrity she would like to style. Are there any you would like to style, and why?
Yeah, I think that would be dope. I mean, I think that's every designer or stylist dream to style somebody who's a celebrity. I don't know that I have any dream person. I feel like I would just be humbled by being asked. But I also worry about the diva-ness of it. But yeah, that's absolutely one of my dreams. That or doing somebody's makeup.
Yes. So, also, being that both of you are into makeup, maybe you could help me. You know anything where I could find Iman makeup?
You still can't
yes,
find it?
I can't.
I know one show I was at, they was giving it away, honey. I got quite a few pieces of that, but no, like Macy's.
I have to check there because where I normally get it from, they don't have it anymore. And
Oh,
when I
really?
go online, it's really nowhere on her website where you could order it. It goes straight to like Walgreens or something. And then when I go out to those stores to have it mailed, it's the wrong shade.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, I'm gonna ask them, do you know where Iman makeup is? I'm dying for it, like the shade.
Well, they
I
just
have.
actually had at the Jacob Javison last weekend BeautyCon where they had all of the cosmetic companies and stuff like that at the Jacob Javison. My girlfriend went.
Yeah,
Miss Devin Arnold, I'm shouting you out again. And yeah, she went to BeautyCon and because she has a her own. What do you call it? It's a plus size, the plus size groupie. It's a networking group that she has. Like all women come together and they network about different stuff that they do and everything like that. So she just had her release party like 2 weeks ago, I think it was. Yeah. So.
Are you doing any upcoming fashion shows? Or have you had like put in production your own fashion show with just your stuff?
I could. Are you really kidding me? I can put my own show together with 4 brands. I might not need no other designer. Got 4 brands, so that was a thought and everything like that. But production is very time consuming. That's a whole nother monster that I probably like. It's easy for me to just to be a part of somebody else's production, like like Full Figure Fashion Week and District of Curves and Crusader Curves, which is in North Carolina. We did that show, and this year, and we're doing Essence of Curves in New Orleans in July coming up.
Bring me some food back.
That's right, child. And then we're doing coming up. I'm trying to get my coins together. I'm doing Full Figure Fashion Week. Hopefully, I'm crossing my fingers on that one. But yes, I'm trying to do that show this year also because it's their 10th year anniversary, and I want to be a part of her 10-year anniversary. I've been following Full Figure Fashion Week since 2010 or 9 or 10, but I've been going to her shows since 2010. And honey, I've been like, my girlfriend actually put me onto it. Her and her partner, and they owned a coat line called The Dance Closets, and those was my girls right there. And then Miss Latrice had passed away a couple of years ago, and it's been hard on her partner Danielle, and they just haven't been around. She just hadn't had the motivation or wanted to do it, anymore. But they actually put me on to Full Figure Fashion Week. I started going to the shows. And seeing them, present their line. I'm like, okay, I could do this. Like, wait a minute. So they was like, Sakinah, don't you see yourself putting your collection up here? So in 2012, I was like, yeah, it's going down. And that's when it went down. I've been with them ever since, and I love their production. They're very professional and very, very on point. And actually, they know me so good that they know, like, okay, Jana Couture, we gonna see what she gonna do this year. You don't know. You gonna be on time. So that's my whole thing with that. I was like, I don't want nobody to remember me like that. I was like, don't y'all love me? They was like, yeah, we love you. And then all the backstage people, they love me. They was like, no, don't you cut up this year now. I'm like, I don't cut up. I don't do nothing. But I'm just a very brutal, honest person, and I just keep it 100% real. And I just keep everything honest. And and if I don't like something, I say something. If it's something, I gotta get certain things off my chest because it'll just carry on. But with that being said, you guys starting your own line and doing these different shows. I would say try them out, see what you like and what you don't like about the shows. But every show ain't gonna be the same, and you're gonna run into some hiccups. Every show. I don't care if they have the best. You run into some hiccups because it could be something on your end, like your timing, or you forgot something. Like, honey, 2012, I think that was I showed up and showed out. But honey, people don't know that year I cried the blues, honey, because I was in New York, and inside the truck I had just picked up my whole collection from the manufacturer because I said that year I don't want to sew anything. So I made all my patterns, and I took my patterns and the fabric to the manufacturer, and I paid them to sew them. So I was like, okay, honey, I come back outside to go to the all-white affair, and they had told my vehicle with the whole collection in there. I cried the blues the whole time on the ship. I was just crying like, Lord, where my stuff at?
Oh my goodness.
You don't have a sound effect?
But I cried the blues, honey. I was like, my everything was in there. Only thing I had took out was my pocketbook. But everything was in there. The show clothes, my laptop, my ID. It was just like, where's my van? So we going to the boat, and I'm just crying like, where's my stuff? That's all I cared about, honey. But when I located that truck was out of there. I was like, I'm not going to show up to Full Figure Fashion Week without these clothes, honey. I need these clothes to hit the runway. I was like, if I don't, I'm going to look like a fool and wasting all my money.
Oh, my God.
But that was the roughest year ever. Like, seriously, I just couldn't believe, like, I went upstairs to get dressed, come back down, and a whole truck going. I'm looking around, like, asking people, did y'all see somebody take my truck? Did they steal it? So I didn't understand.
Oh, man.
But yes, and then ever since then, I was just like, okay, is this what we going to do every year? So then every year after that, I just had this, like, this curse. Like, and I'm like, either my car broke down going to trying to get to the being on time for the designer call, or I was stuck in traffic, or it was always something one year until 2017. I said, okay, I gotta get it together. Got to.
Oh.
And since then, it's been my whole thing, like leaving so much earlier, just in case I run into problems, anything occur. You know, I just don't want them to remember me as that. Yeah. I want people to like look at Eyani Couture and say, okay, she does great work. But she ain't on time. Okay? She is not on time. So now it's like, I'm on time. Hey, I'm here early. And that's what every show that I've been doing since 2017. I leave so much earlier just so I can be on time. Because I want people to look at me and say, you know, not only she do great shows, but she's on time and she's together and she's prepped. And, you know, I love it. I enjoy working with this designer. And I, you know, all that. You know, you just don't want people to look at you and say, that's such a bad. And plus, like I said, you know, when Sharon told me that I may miss out on opportunity one day, and that stuck with me. Like, yeah, you're right. I could be missing out on a coin or two. Might be a buyer or something. Yeah. You know, they want to talk to designers. You never know. So I had to look at that also, and I just like, you know, that's been my whole thing, and it has actually worked very well. Like, I may not sleep. Like, I ain't sleep today, but I was here on time. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. Do you have any garments with you that you want to show?
I don't have any garments that I want to, well, not with me today, no.
Okay. Well, stand up because I want everybody to see this outfit.
I ain't got my heels on. Hold on. Let me get myself together.
I like this.
Like this?
Yes.
This is one of, I have, this comes in like 6 different colors. So, I created it myself, and I love the peplum look because, you know, for us, it covers everything, honey. It covers, you know, some things you don't want to show. And on top of that, it's comfortable for me.
Yeah.
You know
that material look very comfortable.
Oh, this is like a stretch knit, and it's very breathable, and I use it a lot. It's actually a little bit heavier than the ITY stuff, if you know what I'm talking about. So, I love this look. I love the feel of it, and you know, the skirt is very comfortable. It's a straight pencil skirt, a little bit elastic.
Really? Oh.
No zippers. I don't do this. I don't like the zippers and all that. So I do straight pencil skirt, something cute, something fun. I got my little Snow White sleeves on, honey. My little Snow White sleeves, my peplum. I'm good to go.
I like. So in your boutique, you could like, it's not just, you could like walk in and you have all different kind of clothes that people could get, or everything have to be custom. Like,
no, I have everything.
Okay.
I have shorts and shirts and pants and dresses and gowns and kids' clothes, going from like toddler size with fur on it and all kinds of stuff. Yeah, my boutique is real.
Okay.
You
Tell
got jewelry
everybody
and shoes and everything.
Where it's located.
I'm at 957 Bergen Street, Newark, New Jersey, 07112. And that's in the heart of the South Ward, which is an up-and-coming area right now on Bergen Street that they're redoing and bringing it back to life and bringing a lot of new businesses back to that strip. So, and
tell everyone where they can find you on social media.
On social media, you can find me at Eyani Couture on Twitter, on Eyani Couture on Instagram. And unfortunately, they changed. You can put in Eyani Couture on Facebook, but they made me go by my government name. Okay. But I do have an Eyani Couture like page, and everything is always connected to everything. But on if they type in Eyani Couture, you might see Sakinah Beverett come up, or Sakinah B come up. That's me. You can Google me, Sakinah B, or Eyani Couture. I show up, I pop up on Google. Yes, I've been doing it so long. I'm on Google, y'all. Hey.
And Miss Tiffany.
Let's see. Well, I'm working on the line. Hopefully, we'll be working on some stuff soon. All these jobs, girl, I'm tired. I'm trying to get this money up for this business I'm trying to start.
Oh, and tell us.
Really, I like something similar to what you have going on. I like a one-stop shop where women can come in, get a hair makeover, face makeover, and go to wherever it is that you need to go. Eventually, I like to expand it into a boutique where I have my own stuff too. So, you know.
And tell everyone where they can find you.
So my Facebook is Tiffany Bettina. Instagram is Tiffany B Styles, TYI.
I'm not gonna torture you anymore.
No, but thank you. I really had a good time.
No, thank you for coming. Like I said, she was coming, and I was like, yes. This would be good for Tiffany. Hey. This would be good. So I'm going to have you step outside so Sean can start taking pictures because I know you have to go soon.
Yes, I'm on my way to, what's that, Miss Full Figure USA pageant.
Yes.
Wait a minute, child. Let me get it right because Miss Teresa cut me when I get there. Hold on. Miss Teresa, I'm shouting you out, baby. But it's Miss Full Figure USA. It's at the Robert Tree Hotel, downtown Newark, in the heart of Newark by NJ Pack.
Yep.
Okay.
And, honey, she puts on an amazing pageant. And it's so many girls this year. And I am so honored to be a judge this year. She asked one of her own out of the city of Newark because that's the
And
queen
Claps
of
Cruise.
Cause that's the queen. That is the queen of. Gotta give it to her. She is the queen of Newark, honey. New Jersey. Turn up.
Newark,
And,
yes.
Yes. And she's been doing it for 25 years. And I love Miss Teresa. When she asked me to do it, I was like, what? Okay. I ain't been no judge before, so let's do this, honey. I was like, do I need me a tiara? I get my own tiara. I know where to get them at, so do I need to be sitting there with my own tiara? She was like, girl, stop playing. It's going to be there at 6 o'clock. But, yes, I can't wait to see all the girls and them, all the contestants and everything. I know quite a few of the contestants in the show. So it was hard for me to stay away because a lot of them was trying to come to me. And I'm like, nope, I'm a judge. Can't buy nothing from me. Sorry. It'll be a conflict of interest. I want your coin, but I can't do it. So I had to stay away because it's only right.
Right.
It's only right to be fair and objective across the board as far as with me. And I don't think Miss Teresa would appreciate that. So I just like, you have to respect other people's businesses and everything and keep everything fair. Even though she never tried to stop me or then told me not to do it, but I just felt as though I should because, it's our brand. You got to look at the other people's brands also.
Exactly.
So, yes, I'm going to get on down here because I don't want to be late because if I'm late to the Robert Tree, honey, it's going to be price to pay, honey.
Well,
exactly.
Well, I do appreciate you coming. Tiffany, I always appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you. No, it's okay. So we're going to wrap up the show. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. And my next show is May 12th. I'll be posting on social media about it. And Sakinah, whenever you're doing anything in New York, New Jersey, please let me know so me and Tiffany could try and come out and support.
Of course.
So, yes. So
I gotta put these heels on because he's taking pictures, honey. I gotta have my feet right. I got these rhinestone shoes on. You gotta get these shoes, honey. These shoes is turned out.
Oh, 1 second.
Oh, you want to take a picture?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, sitting there. She might back.
Yes, honey, she gotta fix it. She gotta get it together.
Thank you.
Let's see, a little strand. I'm sorry, I'm hurrying. Is it in your face?
No, I'm
Okay.
She might back. Live on there, taking a picture. Yeah, so Cole. Ready?
Oh, we gonna move in? Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yes.
All right now.
Yes. So.
I can walk in these things too, honey.
Mm-hmm.
Plug yourself. Plug.